Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast. All the stuff we did not get to during the course of the show today. I came across a story that I always am suspect of because they're always in other countries, and it's like Python eats person, and there's all these, like stories of folklore of that happening. And apparently, though, in Indonesia, this actually did happen. And again, I'm not a 1,000,000,000% sure.
Like a straight up python?
Yeah, big old python. Apparently, a 16-foot python got this lady, a 45-year-old woman, and they found her. I'm trying to be very not non-descriptive, like Betty's being eaten by a bear comments that one day. That
You're
podcast.
Check it out.
So the husband found her belongings, which made him suspicious that she wasn't there, that she didn't come home. And then they spotted a python with a large belly. And so they caught the python and they cut it open. And as they did, they say that they found his wife.
Ew,
what?
That was too much.
What?
Honestly,
What am I supposed?
You could have been a bit more gentle.
I
with
thought that was gentle.
That's disgusting.
What am I supposed to
Honestly,
say?
Gosh.
How am I supposed to say that differently?
Yes.
I thought I worked around
Opened
that.
the snake and
Yeah.
found her?
Yeah, and she was alive. No, but
That would have been awesome.
that would have been kind of cool. It makes me think more about the Jonah and the whale story, where there's a part of me sometimes that thinks maybe there's metaphors in the Bible, and then maybe that one is completely legit. But when they showed, they're like, they had the video on TMZ. And so I'm like, okay, I'm in. I gotta see. So I click on it, and then it says, "Warning: graphic nature of this." And I'm like, I'm prepared. I've read the story. I'm 100% prepared for what I'm going to see. And then so I start watching it, and they blur the whole thing out.
Oh, I'm
blur it all out.
I was going to go look it up.
No, it's a waste. Not it's a waste. I sound very callous. But I'm saying it just further goes to, like, I'm thinking, is it not real?
He tries to paint me in a negative light. Jeez.
Well, it doesn't. But again, it just leads to me thinking that it's still all these things that get made up and they're not real. I mean, had I seen it, like in the video, I would have been like, dang.
I've seen pictures, not videos, but I've seen pictures of men in other countries where they're like harvesting rice or whatever, and then they can't find them, and then they come across a snake, and it's huge.
I know, it's crazy. I've seen them with animals, full animals and stuff like that. But and people in Indonesia tend to be a little bit smaller. But boy, howdy, that is. I can't even fathom that.
I can't fathom living in a country where pythons are loose.
Yeah, and that big, too. And it's like going to Australia. Australia, everything is designed to hurt you, sting you, or kill you in Australia.
Yep.
And New Zealand. I'm watching a show right now, a reality show in New Zealand, which is just right next to Australia. And it's a competition survival kind of show. And I'm fascinated by this stuff. And I'm like, man, that would be crazy to try to do this. And then I'm like, oh, wait, you need to train for years, or you need to have spent your whole life doing this.
No. When has that stopped you?
You know what? You're right, actually.
Just do it.
And then I did my interval workouts the other day, the 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off of squats.
And you killed it.
Climbers, lunges.
They're
and
tough.
I about died. I'm like, I could not even fathom, like, climbing the mountains these people
Do
are
you still
climbing.
have that bike at home? The indoor?
No, I do not.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, it's easier to do the on and off thing.
Yeah.
I think full body workouts are really tough. Doing it on the bike is way more fun.
Yeah, I had
Or
a
easier.
stationary bike that my wife had wanted. That was not for me. I would rather go out and ride. And so
He's got to set this record straight.
I would rather ride out in the woods, like on a real bike. It was the next best thing because it had the screen with it where you could go on like different mountain bike trails and you would ride with somebody. It was really well done. I just didn't care for riding inside. But yeah, we sold that. The only piece of workout gear that we've ever kept, well, my stealth abs is still in the corner. The only thing that we've ever kept really is the treadmill because my wife uses that every day. Like she gets on the treadmill and is faithful with that. But yeah, like any piece of workout gear, I know it's just a matter of time till it goes away.
So why did you get the app cruncher?
Because I really was hoping that I would change, but I haven't. But maybe now. I think the ab thing actually, because I've had shoulder issues. I think the ab thing had messed with my shoulder some too and made it worse. So I had to make a decision,
Blame
and
stealth abs.
yeah, I need my arms still. So I don't need stealth abs. I need my arms. But I am doing push-ups as part of the thing. I'm not going all the way down, so I know they're not full great push-ups, but it's with a really bad shoulder. I don't want to do more damage, and like I'm actually doing it. Like so, I'm doing 20, 40, 60, roughly 60 push-ups. And so it's like, all right, and my shoulder feels great. I was telling Betty today, I'm dumbfounded by eating a little better or less junk, which I have cut out the junk. I'm not eating great, but I'm eating less junk and doing modified little bit of workout just the start of this. It actually feels good. Now, can I keep it up? Probably not. But does it feel good for the moment? Yeah, it actually does. I have a better outlook.
Increase activity and increase a little bit of protein intake, like your body is just gonna be like really thankful.
Yeah. I definitely.
Your 83 cents ham.
I know.
Just pound that down.
That 83-cent ham, I gotta tell you, I posted a story on that the other day. It is so good. Like I'm looking forward to it today. Oh no, we're not. We're doing a baby shower for Gavin at the station today.
Yeah, we are.
So I had to do a slim. They're doing Jimmy John, so I had to do a slim tuna. So
still sounds great.
Tuna, no mayo, just getting through that part. It's no 83-cent ham sandwich.
I can't agree with tuna. Like I don't know if I understand the canned tuna world.
I love tuna.
Really?
Oh yeah. Like I'll eat that all the time. I eat it like toast bread and eat it on toast but my tuna's really plain. Like it's tuna, mayo, a little bit of mustard, and pickle relish. That's what I put on my tuna. My dad always made it that way, and so that's how I do it. But I like that. So anyway.
Yeah, we talked about the baby shower because, I mean, the baby is coming soon. And Gavin was saying earlier, I don't know if you were here or not, Wally, but he was saying, you know, he's thankful for the baby shower, of course, but he just doesn't like to be the center of attention.
Oh, you guys were kind of talking about that.
I didn't hear it. Complete opposite of you.
Absolutely.
You'd probably take over for his baby shower.
Probably so, yeah.
I admitted to Betty at one point, it was like a few weeks ago, that there's like a little part of me that was like, I didn't need this per se thrown. But it's also mixed with
What's the worst that could happen?
Nothing.
Like,
it's nothing bad.
But you play that out, though, because you say you don't want to be the center of attention. That means there's a fear to it. So then what's the worst that could happen?
Man, psychology.
Mm-hmm.
I think that in my head, it's hard to say that like this is the worst thing that happens, but it's not wanting in my head to come across as being a more important person on a certain day than other people around me, even though it's not even celebrating, it's celebrating my kid.
But because that's already at the forefront of your head, you won't. Those are the kind of things like Wally would have to worry about. Like if someone said, aren't you worried you're going to come across as like you think you're better than everyone else for today?
Wasn't I already?
Right. That would be like brand new information for him.
Sure.
So then that would be something he would need to worry about. But you're so aware of it that it won't be a problem. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You're so aware of not wanting to make people think that it won't be an issue.
You're correct.
Right.
So you should let that go.
Okay.
I don't like being the center of attention on things that I don't want to be the center of attention on. I know.
That reminds me.
What?
We haven't nominated him yet.
No. See that's a good point. Like exactly.
Put that on my list of things to do.
No, not for the employee
putting
thing.
It down right
what
now.
I'm saying is like on things I don't want to be the center of attention on. I don't want to. I don't always seek it. Like
of attention.
Like this. Or like when it is like presents and things like that where you feel like, oh wow, do I have to fake excitement over something that I don't like or whatever? Like I don't like that. Because I would never want to hurt anybody's feelings that got me anything, or like when I feel like I owe people something. I always hate that too.
Sure.
So, well, that'll be fun. Well, we're getting Jimmy John. So
yeah, I'm excited about this.
Exactly.
And I'm excited to be like I am grateful for.
Oh
it.
yeah.
It
was nice. T kind of put everything together.
Super
and so
sweet.
yeah, it was nice of her to do that and. Like she kept asking me, "Are you coming?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm going to one on Saturday too, for him." But and I was kind of messing with her, and I think she looked like, why would you not? Like, what's wrong? Yeah, exactly.
It's in our building.
I know, and it's for Gavin, and I'm like, I'm going.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, Betty Lou, what do you got?
Well, we took a quick break from the animal attacks, and now we're back at them.
Yay, animal attacks!
So
Why are you always bringing this up, Rock?
Yeah, it's me. I'm the problem. So last week, there was a mom and her twin girls. They're 15 years old. They went out to the Florida Panhandle, and they're, having a vacation. They're out collecting silver dollars, I think is what they call them, those little round seashells. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, there's a shark attack. And one of the twins, her name is Lulu, she gets attacked by this shark. So thankfully, there were people there on the beach that saw what happened, and they were able to drag her to shore. Her twin is okay, but they had to tourniquet her arm and her leg because the shark had taken with it her leg.
Now Rock's figuring out how difficult this is to do.
Hand. I've always known it was difficult.
It took it with it. It did. It didn't bite it off. It took it with it.
And her leg were gone. Okay, so they got to tourniquet this. Okay, so you can imagine the mom is devastated.
Sure.
So they get to the
hospital. Thank goodness I have a twin that looks just like you that's whole. No.
They get to the hospital. Of course, they're going to have to amputate both. And at 15 years old, that's so sad.
That's hard.
And especially, I would think, too, as a twin, it would make it harder because if they're identical, then you see what you used to look like and what you're not like anymore.
One of the hands or the foot from the other twin and give it to this one just to even it out.
That makes no sense
so that there's
whatsoever.
Still a matching set.
No, that is a really dumb idea.
Really? I think it's genius. It's Solomon level.
Anyway, when she did wake up from her induced coma or whatever you want to call it, the first thing she said to her mom was, "Oh, I made it."
Oh, good.
But here's what's crazy, too. They said an hour and a half before that attack happened, there was another woman that had a shark attack, and she was bit in the abdomen.
I think she died.
Did she?
Yeah,
she was a mom. She was 45, a mom of 3, I believe, and died.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she passed away. Like, it was a bad week, and it's all within a small stretch of this place they call 30A. Like, when you live in Tennessee, so many people go to the beach, and it's that area on 30A, like down in Pensacola, or not, what is the beach name? I forget. It's a really crowded, packed beach. And everyone's like, going to 30A this weekend? Going to 30A? We love 30A. 30A is the best. It's like super trendy for people here to go to 30A. And so it was, packed. It was not like there were a lot of people around. And so to see 3 shark attacks in that small amount of time,
I'm surprised that they let people out. It was only an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And you would think that someone would be noticing that there is a shark out there.
Yeah.
You would think. There is video of the shark, and you can see it. People can see it from the beach. I don't understand. Here's what I don't understand. These girls, and I'm not blaming the victim, but I would never find myself in water that was, I believe they said, waist deep.
Right.
I would never do that. Maybe ankle deep. That's about as deep as I'm getting.
Even there's videos now of bull sharks and tiger sharks running up onto like ankle deep water to chase like a turtle or something. It's crazy how aggressive they are.
No, thank you.
But see, I grew up at the beach. It was never a thought.
Yeah, but if you saw a shark heading towards you, it's human.
Yeah.
To go the other way. You would just stand there as a shark is attacking you?
No, we surfed during a shark migration. Like, there was a shark migration. They had helicopters up, and they were videoing thousands of sharks going down the beach of Florida. And we're like, well, they're doing a migration. They probably won't mess with us. So we kept surfing. I watched Mick Fanning, a pro surfer, get hit by a shark while he was waiting in his heat. Whoa. And he survived. He didn't get bit, which was crazy. But like, when you spend your life in the water, you A, don't think it's going to happen to you, and B, it's usually not a fear. But if you have a fear of it, and a healthy fear, there's a way you can guarantee to never be bitten by a shark, and that's don't go in the ocean. Mm-hmm. And so, Betty Rock will never be attacked by a shark. Nope. I, on the other hand, I'm going to go to Hawaii in October, I think, and my first plan is to go diving and surfing.
More power to you.
And I hope I don't end up Bethany Hamilton, which there's an example. There's a great example of a young girl, who lost her arm. It's a great movie about her called Soul Surfer.
Oh, Hamilton.
But she stayed as a professional surfer with one arm. I do not know how she did it. Surfing is tough. And like just getting up on the board, much less paddling out with two arms, is brutal. This girl is amazing that she continued to compete at that level with one stinking arm. I mean, that's unreal. And so hopefully things like that will give this poor 15-year-old girl some inspiration of, okay, your life isn't over. I know there'll be times it feels like it, or, when you can't do some of the things the way you used to do them, but I hope she finds that resilience to, push above that and have a triumph.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, what do you got for birthdays?
Funny enough, it's a pet shout out. No, I'm just kidding.
To the shark.
That was good.
Just kidding. Rebecca to Eric. She said, it's our first year marriage anniversary.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
So congratulations. Here's the question. What marriage advice do you have?
What marriage advice do you have? Well, let's go with Gavin for young married. What are you, 6 years in now?
Yeah, 6 by the end of this year.
Okay.
Wow. I personally would because we waited 5 years to have our first kid.
You're like, I'd wait 10.
I would. I honestly, I would.
Yeah.
I would wait to start having kids.
Okay.
And I think everybody's motivation on
it's
that.
not even here yet.
I know. He's
No,
already.
I know.
I want to push this off.
I'm saying it from the perspective of I really enjoyed 5 years of just the two of us and the freedom to go on adventures and the freedom to just be us. And our circumstances were different because it was, on the tail of 5 years of long distance. So I think we did need a lot of time to just be the two of us in the same place at the same time. But I would say like it is a good thing to enjoy the time that you have to grow just the two of you and not work on yourself, but work on, shoring up that foundation in that relationship when it's just the two of you and you don't have to do it while also raising a kid.
Yeah. We waited 7 years and I think it was great. I think it was smart personally. I think my advice would be there's you don't have to win. Like there's a real tendency to when you're in any sort of a disagreement or even something that isn't like a bad disagreement, but sometimes you're trying to prove that you're right. And then that escalates something that was really a nothing into now it's a win or lose, and you're each Googling things to try to prove your point. And even on the dumbest things sometimes.
Which you did recently, right?
When?
With your wife.
When? Did I?
Recently, yeah.
I don't know if I did.
You were talking about something where you were driving.
Yeah.
She was Googling. You were frustrated.
Oh, well, that was her frustrating me because she had to Google and fact check me.
Oh, so she's doing it.
Yeah, she's
okay.
the perpetrator here. But I literally have tried to get better at not making issues out of smaller things and nitpicking stuff and just kind of letting each person. We call, in my house we call it the Polly principle. It's the privilege of loving you. Yeah. I made it a joke as like some of the insane things to me that she does, and we laugh about it. And she goes, "It's a Polly issue, isn't it?" I'm like, "Absolutely, this is a Polly issue." So the privilege of loving you, this is what comes with it, And I have to be okay with that and find a way to kind of not make those issues. And so the Polly principle has paid off well for us and for her too, because I'm no walk in the park.
Of course.
And so what? What'd you say, Gavin?
No, you said, of course. You said I'm a walk in the park.
No, I am a walk in the park.
I was agreeing with you.
I'm actually easier than she is, but I know people won't believe that, but I think I am. Betty does not believe that for a hot second.
I think we should have Powwys.
What's
the
that?
Privilege of working with you.
Oh, yeah, we could have a Powwy. Yeah, we got Powwys. We definitely have Powwys. I have those for you. You have them for me. We both got them for Gavin. So
he's probably got some for us.
Yeah, sure. Pollys and Powwys, I think, are really good ways to avoid conflict. I think at work, the thing, and you can take this to your personal life too. At work, the really big thing is everybody working hard and doing what they're supposed to do. And when things get out of that, or there are issues, going back to the root of A, why do I like this person? B, what do they bring to the table that I don't do? And respecting their abilities that, make up for the things that you're not good at. And I think you can take those same work principles and put those exactly into your marriage. Like, what is it that this person does that I don't do well in this marriage? And why am I thankful for this person, all those years ago, and remembering and being cognizant of that, that I chose you, know? And I don't always make good decisions. No. All right. Well, I guess that is going to do it for our Aftercast for today. We got some baby showering to do and a little bit of work to get ready for tomorrow. And as always, thanks for being a potty.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.